Washington is to recognize a Kurdish state in northern Syria. According to the Asharq Al-Awsat newspaper, the Trump administration is going to take concrete steps towards recognizing the eastern Euphrates region controlled by the so-called Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF. The region amounts to about 28,000 square kilometers, 3 times the size of Lebanon. The first step was already taken by U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis, as he said Washington would send diplomats to SDF-controlled areas to work alongside the military.
Now, this is, of course, contrary to international law. It would represent the theft of land from Syria. It represents a kind of second wave of a Balfour Declaration style land theft. And it's somewhat of an irony that the only country in the world that supports it is the country that is the force occupier of Palestine, this Israeli Zionist regime.
Kurdish forces have been in control over the de facto autonomous region, commonly known as Rojava, since 2013 amid the war in Syria. While the report says that the U.S. is going to unilaterally set up a fake state within the Syrian borders, political observers believe the move will threaten the future of NATO, as Turkey, with the second largest army in NATO, is dead set against the establishment of any Kurdish state in the region. Moreover, the main players in the Syrian issue are not going to back the U.S. plan.
But it's no secret that Kurdish terrorists operate in Iran just like they do in Iraq, just like they do in Syria, just like they do in Turkey. And so the interest there, the concern there speaks for itself. So we could see a strengthening of an alliance between Russia, Iran, Turkey, and Syria if this were the case, because none of those countries support the establishment of a fake state on Syrian soil. And when we could see at the same time a crumbling NATO alliance where the two biggest armies are at totally opposite ends. Make no mistake about it, Erdogan, while his positions on certain issues do shift quite frequently, he or any other Turkish leader for that matter will never allow this to be established on Turkey's border.
The Turkish president has just announced that his country will continue the Euphrates shield operation in Syria's Afrin and Manjib regions. Recep Tayyip Erdogan says it is now time to break down the planned construction of the corridor of terror by a separatist organization along the Syrian border. Since Trump took office as U.S. president, he has been trying to undo Obama's foreign policies. However, it seems that he's following his predecessor in Syria, although some argue this is not the case.
Trump doesn't see it as following Obama's policy. He sees it as following Bibi's policy, Bibi as in the leader of the Zionist regime, Netanyahu himself. This is the man who influences Trump. The policies Trump implements in the Middle East are dictated by Israel, and it's done so in public. Every time the Israelis take a position, the U.S. takes the same. Every time the Israeli regime leader makes a blood-curdling speech, his more stupid American counterpart, Nikki Haley, will repeat the words verbatim, only with fewer syllabic utterance.
In fact, Trump is framing his policy in the region in tune with the so-called Greater Israel, the Zionist plan for the Middle East.
The Zionists have always wanted to destroy Arab states, either at once or by chipping them away little by little. In the 80s, there's something called the Yinon Plan, which spoke about a so-called Greater Israel, which would be formed by stealing territory of existing Arab states. This is a flowering of that ideology, and people who are of Kurdish ethnic background in the region are the useful idiots in a wider Zionist game, which is designed to destroy Arab republics, destroy the wider Islamic resistance, and destroy any powers capable of standing up to its crimes against humanity.
Last year, Trump corroded U.S. foreign policy, but avoided disaster. This year, there are telltale signs that matters will worsen.